Hey there, we're Talia and Ophira Edut, identical twins and astrologers. Welcome to AstroTwins Radio, where we bring the stars down to Earth. Are you a fire sign, earth sign, air sign, or water sign? And what exactly does that mean? I'm Tali from the AstroTwins, and this episode is about the 4 elements of astrology. Okay, so there are 12 signs in the zodiac, and each one of them has an element associated with it. There are fire signs, earth signs, air signs, and water signs. Okay, so the fire signs are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. These are the creative ones who blaze up with new ideas. The earth signs are the grounded, sensible ones. That's Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. And the air signs are the communicators, the socializers. That's Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Lastly, the water signs are the empathic, intuitive signs. That's Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Now, your zodiac sign, your main sign, or your sun sign, as it's called in technical terms, will be one of these 4 elements. And you'll express yourself that way. I'm a Sagittarius, so I tell people I'm a fire sign. But if you do your entire chart, which, by the way, you can do for free at astrostyle.com/birth chart, it's a map of where all the planets, the moon, the sun, what zodiac sign they were orbiting through or placed in at your exact moment of birth. So what you'll find is that you have a mix of many signs that make up your entire chart. I have Mercury, the moon, Venus, and Mars in Scorpio. It's not really that common or uncommon to have that many planets on the same sign. I just happened to be born on a day where there was a lot of Scorpio action. So I feel also quite watery in many ways. I have some air signs. I have Pluto and Uranus and Libra, Saturn and Gemini, and some Earth as well in my chart. I have my Jupiters in Capricorn, my North nodes in Capricorn, Capricorn rising, primarily water. So that's an example. Like if you do your whole chart, you can see that you'll have a mix of all of the elements. Some people have 3 of the elements and none of one. And you can kind of use this in a way to learn about yourself and do what we call Astro Ayurveda. Okay, so you're low on air. Well, maybe you need to do breath work or singing or chanting or aromatherapy, things to like incite the air, or like you may struggle with communication and socializing and have to push yourself a little more. Or if you have a lack of fire in your chart, you might have a harder time getting things sparked up and started. So you'll have to balance that out in different ways that work for you, like maybe finding an accountability buddy or a coach, or joining groups that'll get you motivated. Let's go through the 4 elements in this episode. That's what I want to do, so that you come away from this having a greater understanding of each and how it shows up in your chart. So the fire signs are, again, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So if that's your sun sign, or if you have fire in your chart, listen up. So like fire itself, fire signs tend to be passionate, dynamic, and temperamental. Fire can keep you warm, or it can do great destruction. While fire burns out quickly without fuel to keep it going, it can also regenerate its power from the ashes. A single spark can set off a forest fire. So as a result, fire signs need to be nurtured and managed carefully. So you want to look at the planet in your chart that actually is a fire sign, and that's going to give you some more information about how the fire might play out in your life. We have episodes about every single one of the planets. So, for example, if you have Uranus, which is this very rebellious, revolutionary, innovative innovative planet in a fire sign, you might be kind of a hot-headed rebel sometimes, but also a passionate provocateur who can get people to get up and start a revolution. So learning about how the planets, every planet has a purpose, has a role, and the sign it's in is defines that role even greater. The planet is like the actor in the movie of your life, and the zodiac sign is the role it's playing. That's another way you could think about it. So if it's in a fire sign, it's probably playing a very dynamic, theatrical, think of fire being this very flamboyant kind of character in your life. Fire is also a yang element along with the air signs, and if we're going to genderize, it's a archetypally masculine energy. So fire energy can be impulsive, passionate, temperamental, and fire signs can become overstimulated. These are the people who are prone to taking on too many projects and overscheduling themselves. So I myself, as a fire sign, have to be very careful not to do that. Now, in relationships, fire signs are passionate lovers who will go after the object of their affection with intensity. But a flame that burns twice as bright also burns half as long. So it's important for fire signs to take their time in love or even friendship so that they don't burn out. On to the air signs. That's Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Okay, so air signs are all about action, ideas, and motion. They're the winds of change. When a strong gust hits you, you can't help but move. While, some people within their ranks of the air signs, some air signs may be true life airheads. Others are as powerful as a gravity-defying G-force. Air signs bring everyone a fresh breath of air. So if things start to get stale, that air sign energy is really the life force there. So, like a breeze, though, you can't quite catch them. Think about those Geminis who are particularly hard to pin down. And you really never know where they'll drop you once they sweep you up. It will almost always be an adventure with this element, though. Now, air signs are mental, they're cerebral and communicative, a different manifestation of the yang energy. So, because they're a little bit out there, they may seem like kind of eccentric, but they will always keep things interesting. They're very communicative. They need stimulating conversation. They need to feel a mental connection or shared sense of humor. They also don't like to be rushed into decisions and may take a free-spirited approach to relationships. Think of those Aquarians out there who are notoriously hard to pin down. Air signs can feel scattered at times, so it's helpful for them to get grounded and get out of their heads. They thrive with social interaction and seeking meaningful connections with others. Now, if you happen to have Mercury, which is really the most social planet, rules your communication, in an air sign in Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, you probably are quite a social butterfly. But again, it kind of, you have to look at the whole chart, but it can be a saving grace for someone. A Cancer, Mercury can only be one sign away or the same sign as your sun sign because of its orbit. So if you're a Cancer, you may have Mercury in Gemini and really be able to defy that stereotype of being shy. Okay, on to the earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. So earth signs, keep it the realist among all the elements. They're the grounded people on the planet, the ones who bring us down to earth and remind us to start with a solid foundation. They're slow and steady builders, and they're loyal and stable. They're the ones who stick by their people through hard times. Now, on a good day, earth signs are practical. At worst, they can be materialistic or too focused on the surface to dig into the depths. Okay, we've probably all had those. I find Virgos are just like, they're the ones who get stuff done, but they're also, a lot of Virgos can be makeup influencers or, the ones who have the captivating TikTok and Instagram feeds where they always look polished to perfection. So it's like, who are you really? There's a lot underneath there for them, though. Earth sign energy is very physical, it's tangible and sensual. So, along with the water signs, Earth is archetypally feminine or yin. Now, they can get cast as uptight or slow, but that's not necessarily true. They just like to have a solid foundation. They're the steadiest and most grounded bunch of signs. It's nice to have Earth in your chart, especially if you're a fire sign, because it can definitely, just like fire needs a hearth, that Earth in your chart can keep you from like scattering and spreading in too many directions. Earth signs are very dependable lovers. Their attraction is driven by their senses. Now, you want to make sure you have plenty of physical cues with them because they need that body-based attraction, but they also need to share values. They do have a tendency to get stuck in bad patterns, though. Think of the stick in the mud, stuck in a rut. So routine and structure can really, really help Earth signs. And they need to consciously engage in different activities in order to avoid stagnation. They do have that ability to stick it out till the end, especially Capricorns, who are the cardinal Earth and the leaders who are gonna get us all to the top of the mountain. Lastly are the water signs: Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces. These are intuitive, emotional empaths. They're ultra sensitive, and yet, why? Water signs can be as mysterious as the ocean itself, so you never quite know what's going on underneath the surface. Like water, they can be refreshing or they can drown you in their depths. Now, these signs, or people who have a lot of water in their charts, often have intense dreams and borderline psychic intuition. Security is especially important to them. Water needs a container, after all, or it dries up and disappears. Since these deep and intuitive souls are also the home and family people, as are the earth signs. Water signs tend to fall in love quickly. They idealize people or they get attached, but they do make very loving partners if it's really meant to last. One thing about water signs is that they can feel oversaturated by emotions more than the other elements. So for them, it can help to do breath work or tapping or anxiety management techniques to keep themselves from spiraling out. They're super creative as well. These are the artists, musicians, the ones who have, this tapped in ability to connect to the unspoken realm. So if you do have water in your charts, you may have a real sensitivity and appreciation for the arts and find it very therapeutic and cathartic to pour all those feelings into something that is also beautiful, excruciatingly beautiful, if you will. So there you have it, your quick guide to the 4 elements of astrology. So now go to astrostyle.com/birthchart and pop in your time, date, and place of birth. See what your chart says. How many fire signs do you have? Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. How many earth signs? Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. How many water signs? Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. And how many air signs? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Count them up. You may be surprised to see that even if your main element, your sun sign, is earth, your chart is full of fire. It can work that way, and that'll give you a greater and deeper dimensional understanding of your own cosmic blueprint. As always, thanks for listening. You can discover more of your star power at astrostyle.com and be sure to follow us on social at AstroTwins. Join us next time for more cosmic fun.